And hello everyone on YouTube. Welcome to this tutorial, or rather this video series on OpenFOAM C++. You'll notice I only cover the bare bones and essentials so that you can sort of get into the solver process. At least you look at the OpenFOAM source code and you know how to compile and edit it without too much of a confused look on your face. So if you look at these codes, you won't get too confused why you have this structure, why you have these H equations here, why you have this C equations here. Alright, I know some of you actually asked me to do an if-else statement, but I mean, I don't want to cover it just yet, but if you want to take a look there on this page, I'll put it in the description. But for now, I'll skip it until such time that I actually need to use it in the video series. Then we'll talk about it. But for now, actually, I want to get us on the way to actually trying to compile a solver. Okay, this is the what do you call that? This is the solver. This is one of the most basic tutorials to compile an OpenFOAM solver, which is called the IcoFoam. And of course I know that earlier videos I kind of said that I wanted to do a heat conduction solver within the C++, using a C++ kind of thing, and hopefully generate some output files for plotting, maybe. But that I want to push it to the back because it's not essential to do. I'll put the essentials first, show you how to navigate around OpenFOAM. Then after that, we'll talk about maybe a little bit more C++ programming, should time permit, because yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm kind of busy, so I'll need to take care of the most essential parts first. So, and then when I got time, I'll talk about the stuff later. Let me exit my WhatsApp. Yes. So that being said, so yeah, we want to roughly know just enough to do this IcoFoam tutorial. And one of these prerequisites to know what this is talking about is to know what the Makefile is, because they use this Makefile. So what is the Makefile, right? Okay, so in the last video we were actually doing a number of compilations where we had separated our C++ file and the H file from each other. So when we have two or more C++ files, we are able to compile them together. So in this example here, there are actually three C++ files. One is called hello C++, one is called main.c++, one is called factorial.c++. Okay. What you want to do is to press this GCC, and then you have these three things over here. Then you specify the output to be hello. Okay, so that will create a binary file called hello. Okay, for you. Okay, that will create a binary file called hello for you when you compile this together using GCC or G++ in our case. So that will create this hello binary file, which you can just run straight away. Unfortunately, if you have a single program, for example, PimpleFoam or Boyan PimpleFoam or IcoFoam, if you take a look at the source code, here, you'll notice that there are many dependencies, meaning to say there are probably many H files being included, and therefore with each H file you probably have a number of C++ files over there. So maybe even PimpleFoam itself has more than 20 C++ files to compile. And you can imagine if you have so many C++ files, using this GCC command or G++ command is not going to be very practical. Alright, so what then do you do? Well, the solution here is to use something called the make command. So what does the make command do? The make command actually allows you to script or automate all of these what do you call that? It will allow you to automate all of these C++ compilation, where you convert them into binaries. And yeah, if you want to see some of the tutorials, okay, actually I have some of it here. Makefile tutorial, alright, and one of them is called how to create a simple makefile. This one is the one I kind of used to learn how to make makefiles, and this is a very good tutorial. I recommend you go watch it. Alright, okay, I'm not going to play the video because that's his video. I don't want to copy it over. Okay, so there are a few things, of course, you need to do to start your makefile. Okay, so to test whether
if you've ever wondered how Mint Mobile can be...
Good grief, it was not supposed to play. Never mind. So yes, anyway, makefile, right? So we were talking about makefiles, and the idea is that you want to have makefiles do everything for you, meaning to say they'll compile everything for you. However, if you look at this page, you'll see lots of stuff called macros, but this is a bit more advanced, so I will just leave that stuff out for later. I'll be kind of following this tutorial over here, how to create a simple makefile. That is the best. Okay, and of course, yes, first thing first, you want to see whether Makefile is available for you. Okay, so if you want to test, you just type the command called make, and if Makefile is the Makefile is working, okay, if Makefile is working or the make program is working, it will give out this command. It says no target specified and no makefiles found. If you kind of run the make command in a blank directory, or if you are actually doing code, if you are actually coding now, and like you have, for example, vectors.c++, meme.c++, and you have this thing called a makefile, okay, and you type make, it should run the make command, and okay, if you scripted it properly, it should run the make command for you. So this is the makefile, my example of a makefile on hand. Alright, so if that is not available for you, I mean, it should be available if you install OpenFOAM on your computer. Make should come with it, but if not, then you'll need to do something called you need to install the build essentials. What do I mean? Okay, for Debian based systems, whether it's Ubuntu or Debian Buster, or in my case Linux Mint and Linux Mint Debian Edition, we will need to install this package called the build essential. So you need to type sudo apt install build essential. Okay, install build. Okay, so build dash essential. Okay, and then okay, so hold on. Alright, so I think I spelled it wrongly. Sudo apt install build essential. Okay, so that's what you will be given. Okay, so you would have all of these things that, I mean, they are available. They have G++, G++9, blah blah blah. Okay, so I mean, these are just some updates if you actually want to install them, but make will come along with them as well. So this is what you need to install if the make is not available. Build essentials will give you the whole package. Alright, so it will even give you this G++ package, G++ version. Okay, give it double dash. Okay, so that is one of the ways of having G++ run. But you can see this G++ is actually version 6.3, which is used in OpenFOAM. So I mean, if you install OpenFOAM, all of these will be available for you. You don't really need to do anything about it. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. And if you are running Arch versions of Linux, or which means Manjaro or anything like that, they will have this thing called sudo pacman-s base devel. Okay, so it's a base developing tool, similar to build essential. All right, you can also type apt-get build essential for Ubuntu, but for Arch you'll use pacman. Okay, but anyway, that's kind of redundant-ish. That's if you don't happen to have Make installed. All right, but honestly, you would, if you install OpenFOAM successfully, you will not need to bother too much about this. This is just something for you in case it's not really working properly. Okay, so this is these are the basics of Makefiles. Okay, these are the basic things you need to get started. And like I said again, Makefile is basically something like this. All right, you script the compilation process, and you can type make, and then it will compile all of these things. All right, so it'll run on these few commands. All right, and it'll give you this output called vector1. All right, so let's take a look at the Makefile. All right, this is just the example. The main.c++ vectors and vectors.h, they are the same. So main.c++, vectors.c++, and vectors.h. Okay, they're all the same. So remember this is the piece of code I have here with my includes. This is the vectors.c++ file where I define all these functions within my class, and this is the header file where I define all the functions within the class, and of course the variables. So I have a print and set functions there, as well as one of those vector length functions, which I don't really want to do anything about. I'll just leave it there as it is. Okay, so yeah, that is what I have. Okay, so right, so let's go into the Makefile. Alright, so what you'll see here is a bunch of code, and it all looks a bit scary and all. So let's just do the things from the start. We'll break it down bit by bit. Okay. Let's see. Let's make a directory. Okay. Templates, and then I'll move my Makefile there to the templates, and okay, I will just remove the vectors one. Alright, so this is basically we are starting from scratch, right? So we have all of these C++ files down. So what do we do? Okay, first thing first, we can type the make command, and it'll say no target specified and no makefiles found, and stop. Okay, so first thing we want to do is to make a makefile. Alright, a makefile is just basically a text file like any other file. Okay, you can do a vi makefile, or we can touch makefile. Both are fine. Make sure that this is executable. Alright, as far as possible, try and make it executable. I mean, that's my preference anyhow. So you do your usual chmod and everything. Alright, and okay, one of the tutorials that I used is over here in opensource.com article, which is called "What is a Makefile and How Does It Work?" So Makefile is not necessarily for compilation. Alright, so your Makefile is basically not necessarily a compilation file. You can actually make it do stuff like what you want. So let's go put the Makefile, and we'll follow this tutorial here. You can even just tell, it's basically like a bash script, and it can print it can print text just like any other bash script. So for bash, the bond again shell script, that is our shell environment. Okay, for this the way to print is using the command echo. So I can just type hello world. This is your first Makefile, and you notice VI will give you automatically all the colorings and everything, or Vim actually. That's making the syntax on. If you turn on the syntax function, it will do that. I won't cover that in this video. But you see that the hello world script is here. Okay, so once you do that, you're supposed to make sure that there is a tab. Okay, so from the tutorials I heard, this one especially, how to make the Makefile, this tutorial has shown, I mean, along with other tutorials such as the one you're seeing now over here, they all say that, you know, it is white space sensitive. Makefiles are white space sensitive, which means you need to be very mindful of all the tabs and spaces you put into this Makefile. But anyway, I'll just put this term here, echo hello world. Okay, so that's the Makefile. Okay, and obviously, as you can see, it's not going to compile anything. If I type the word make, okay, it will run this command, echo hello world, and then it will say hello world. Okay, so what is this thing? What is this here basically? Here it's saying, okay, if you look at the Makefile, it will actually, if you type make, it will just look for whatever command is here and it will run it. Okay, so that's the most basic Makefile. If you do echo hello world in the command line, it will give you this output called hello world. Okay, so basically it runs like a bash script or executable script. Okay, so what's so special about this? Well, if you can see over here, the Makefiles actually allow you to do certain things based on certain conditions. All right, so you don't just type. You don't just have. Okay, let's see. Makefiles allow you to run certain scripts. All right, based on what you type. So let's say I have hello world here. Of course, if you type make, then the make program will look for the Makefile and you'll run hello world straight away. Okay, if you have something else here, let's say I have this thing called compile. Okay, I can actually put this command g++, okay, g++, what do you call that? main.c++ and vectors.c++ with the output of okay, vectors 1. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. Okay, so if you type make, okay, the Makefile will just look for the first command. It will not run the second command. Okay, compile. It will not run the second command. It will just look for the first command, and it will type. It will echo out the script for you. If I type make compile, okay, remember compile was the one of the commands there. Okay, make compile actually will run the second command, and it'll say g++ main c++ -o vectors 1, which means it'll give you an output binary file called vectors 1. So this is basically what we would run in the command line. So it's like, hey, great, sure, it's nice to put all these scripts there. It really makes it more tidy. But what's the power? What is the thing that's so special about this Makefile? All right. Okay, so Makefile is very good because it allows you to insert certain macros and certain conditions. So how does the Makefile behave? Okay, so of course I kind of demonstrated to you some of the basic things. If you if you type the Makefile as what I'm showing you here, you have a hello world script and then a compile script. Okay. Alright, and then you go and sort of type the code there. Then it will run that code basically in the command line. Okay, so how is this helpful for us? Well, if you take a look here, okay, the script that we are doing is called the target, and of course the code that we run is something called recipe. Okay, so if you want to run one line of code after another, you can echo lol or trollolol. Okay, so this make what do you call it? Make hello world. Okay, if you run this script, it will give you this commands. It will allow you to sort of have these simple recipes. But what's really special is this thing called prerequisites. So you notice that Makefile is you can insert all these prerequisites there. So what are these prerequisites? Well, I will talk more about it in the next video, what prerequisites are and how to use them. But for now, thanks for watching, and that's all I have for you for Makefile. Okay, I'll see you guys again. Bye bye.